Hey, what's up? My name is Jesse Dow, and I am a top 100 influencer agent here at eXp Realty. And I am a five-time icon coming up on number six. And I've also generated over $1.1 million in revenue share, along with generated over 200,000 incremental stock through the eXp Culture program. Now, this channel is dedicated to real behind the scenes numbers, statistics, and information so that way you can make the most informed decision for you and your business. Now, if you're a serious agent looking for real information, then this channel is for you. And today I'm going to be talking about the splits and the fees that come with eXp Realty, so that way you can check and see if this is the best model for you and your business. Now, I'm going to talk about solo agent, team agent, and mega team agents. Now, I'm going to share my eXp slide. It's just a one slide, and then we'll jump directly into the numbers so that way you can have real informed information. Now, there's a lot of numbers out there based on eXp. These are as of June 2025, so you know they're the latest and greatest. That way you can't come back and say, hey, Jesse shared this. It's from 1992, right? So let's share my screen. So right here, commissions and cap, solo, team lead, and mega team lead, 80-20 split, 16,000 cap. That's for the team leads and the solo agent. After that, it's 100% commissions. For the solo agents and standard team agents, it's a $250 transactional fee until you pay $5,000, and then you become an icon agent and you get $16,000 back. If you're a mega icon team, which does have production requirements and team agent requirements, it's $75 transactional fee, and that's it. So you can also become an icon agent. You have to pay $5,000 in transactional fees, and I'll show you how that looks to hit icon agent. But let me bring up my charts because there's these numbers going around, and these are what you can expect. All the fees, all in. Are there franchise fees? Are there hidden fees that you don't know about? I'm going to bring them all up. So let me bring up my trusty grid here and dive right in. All right, here we are. So this is solo agent. $16,000 cap, 80-20 split. I've made this super simple. These are all $15,000 commissions. 80% to the agent, 20% to eXp until you hit $16,000. You see it right there? 16,000. I can cruise down here and see the total, 16,000 bucks. Post cap transaction fee. It goes to $250. So remember what I said, until you hit what? $5,000, and then you become an icon agent and you earn $16,000. After that, it goes into 75 bucks, and that doesn't stop. Now there's a broker review fee of $25, and that's for every transaction. That's for your broker to oversee your transactions, have the compliance department review your contracts, all the things. And then there's an E&O charge of 60 bucks, and it's per file. So when you're running a team, it's only 60 bucks per file. If you're splitting it 50-50, it's 30-30. And this caps at 750 per agent. So right here, if you do the math down, 13 deals, you hit the cap and you're no longer paying E&O. This resets every year. Some brokerages do $500 twice on your first two transactions. Some do $2,000 once a year. There's all sorts of different ways. I love this way best. And as a solo agent, you get stock for selling your first house every year, and it's 200 bucks. And you get a $400 stock award for hitting your cap. So if you're an icon agent, which is hitting your cap and doing $5,000 in post-cap transactions, you get $16,000 in eXp stock. That's really cool. So how does this all break down, and what do the numbers really look like? As a solo agent doing 30 deals, on $450,000 in GCI, you should expect to pay eXp $22,800, and you would earn $427,200. That's a $16,000 split. Post-cap transaction fee of $5,300, broker review fee of $750, E&O fee of $750. All in, you're at $22,800. Cost per deal, and this is very important, $760. So if you're writing up a buyer broker agreement or a listing contract, you could bake this into your cost to your client. Also, if you have a transaction coordinator and she's charging $500, that could be on top of this. But these are all the eXp fees. The only other fee that eXp has is the monthly advantage fee. And that includes your CRM, your transaction management software, Canva Pro, Slack Pro, SysU. If you're a brand new agent, it includes FastCap. That's if at Keller Williams, the bold training is $750. Here at eXp, it's free. They do that in English and Spanish. They do it on days and nights. It's guaranteed to generate 6.9 contracts by the time you complete the entire program and do all the tasks. If you do the bare minimums, it's 3 contracts when you leave there in 6 weeks. There's nothing else out there that matches FastCap. So these are the fees all in. Stocks and commissions together by hitting all of these great awards would be $443,800 out of $450,000. So you're literally paying eXp $6,200 when you do the net, and that doesn't even include the revenue share or any stock that you might purchase on your own or stock that you get from when you attract agents and things like that. I'm just looking at the bare minimums. Now let's switch it over to the team model and take a look at these numbers. Once again, same thing, $16,000 cap, 80-20 split, and then the team is splitting this 50. So what this means is agents, team leads, and team agents get one bucket of money, which you can see $15,000. If it's a 50-50 split, it's you and the team lead. You guys split your own money. And then from there, the eXp split happens. So in this situation, the team lead is $16,000. So down this row to $16K here. That took 11 deals on $15,000 commissions to hit the cap. Once again, your broker review fee is only $12.50 because you're splitting that $25 50-50. E&O charge is $30 because you're splitting that $60 50-50. So $12.50 on broker, $30 on E&O. Now stock awards is interesting. $600 to the team lead. And why is that? If you guys close your first deal here at eXp together, guess what? The team lead gets $200 for their first deal every year. The buyer's agent gets $200 for their first closing every year, but because the team lead was the sponsor, they get $400 for this agent's first transaction. So they get a total of $600. When this $16,000 capping team lead hits their cap, they get $400 in stock. This agent on a reduced cap of $8,000 does not get that stock award here. Now, once again, the E&O caps out at $750. E&O caps out at $750. People always ask, well, what if this agent is on a 25% split? Then they pay 25% of the E&O and you would pay 70% of the E&O. So then you just flip the numbers around however it works out. I'm just making this very easy on a 50-50 split. So you can see right here, the broker review fee goes all the way down, or sorry, the post-cap transaction fee was, remember, $250 total, but because you're splitting this 50-50, you're only paying what your side of $125. And you can see they actually cap before you, the team lead, and if you're a team agent, flip the roles. The team agent goes into paying the post-cap transaction fee sooner because they capped sooner. So they're at $125 earlier. But when you cruise down here, there's your $5,000 and you become Icon agent. Now, if this agent was really doing 70 transactions, and realistically, how many would it take to hit $5,000 in post-cap transaction fees? This agent would need to do 46 transactions. If this agent was doing 46 transactions, I would say opt into paying a $16,000 cap here, because then you could get this stock award and you could get this stock award. Any reduced cap agents, they don't get the cap stock award and they don't get the Icon award. So when you look at the numbers all in down here, so this agent on $525,000 in commission and the eXp fees here, $16K split, $5,712.50 post-cap transaction fee. Because remember, once you hit $5,000, it drops to $75, and now you're paying half of that. Broker review fee $850 all the way down, and then E&O $750. And actually, yep, that's all right. Total eXp net $23,338. Team lead net $501. Cost per deal $333 per transaction. That's a smoking deal. Do you remember what it was on the solo agent per transaction? $760. But we're going to look at the blended number here in a second. So this number as a whole will make more sense here in a second. When you look at cost per deal, total number. Stock, $17,000, so very similar to solo agent. 518 minus 525, you're looking at what? $6,000 and change. So a team agent on $525,000 in commission, they are pay their split of $8,000, post cap fee of $5,900, broker review fee of $875, and then E&O of $850. All in, they paid eXp $15,525. Cost per deal $221. Now, why is theirs lower? It's because they hit their cap. They only paid half cap, and it's funny because they actually paid more in post cap transaction fee, $5,900 versus $5,712, but they paid more in their cap up here, the team lead. So when you look at it as a whole, numbers all in, cost per deal for the whole team blended number would be $555 for each team deal as a combined. And if you remember, the solo agent was $760. So as you build a team and do more production, the cost per deal goes down. And it's the same with a solo agent. The more units you do, the more cost per deal, the number goes down. So let's take a look at our last one, eXp Mega Icon Team. And this is built on 140 units of sales because the Mega Icon Team, the requirement is 140 transactions and 70 million in production. Once again, that's 140 transactions, 70 million in production, and that's what these numbers are going to equate up to. And I only have one team agent on here because you have to have 10 agents plus the team lead. So you have to have 10 capping agents at 4K, so that's 40K, and one team lead at 16, so that's 56. If you come up short, you actually have to write eXp a check for the delta. So you don't want to come up short. So once again, same exact equation over here. And I can zoom this in a little bit so you can see the numbers. 15,000 commission, team lead gets 75, team agent gets 75. Now, the team has to generate a blended margin of 25%, whether you're a mega team or standard team. You have to maintain a 25% blended margin. So you could have an agent on a 90-10 split and another agent on a 10-90 split. And as long as it blends out to be 75 to the team lead and 25 to the team agents, or sorry, vice versa, 25 to the team lead and 75 to the agents, you're well within your marks to do whatever you want on the splits. So right here, same thing as the previous one. You hit split to eXp. So you come all the way down here to when you hit your $16,000 cap. So let's just restart this Mega Icon Team one. So jumping in here to the Mega Icon Team, it's a $16,000 cap for the team lead, $4,000 cap for the team agent. Very similar to the previous one, so I'm not going to go through and explain everything. So you can see $15,000 total commission. It's 140 transactions. Remember, there's a production requirement, 140 transactions, 70 million in production, 10 agents plus the team lead. So 11 agents, 10 capping quarter agents. So 10 here, that's 40K, 16K. So 16 plus 40 is 56,000. If you don't hit 56,000 to eXp, and this is why the 11 agents are required, they'll write you a check for the delta. So very simple here. 16,000 once again, and then you hit your cap. For team Mega Icon teams, you don't pay the $250, it's just $75. So if you're splitting the deal 50-50, the team lead is just going to pay $37.50. So if you had to do 40 at half of the $250, so 40 at $125, how many are you going to have to do at $37.50 to hit that, to hit the number of $5,000 to hit Icon? It's actually 134 transactions. So when you look at this total generated income revenue, it's $16,000 cap, $5,250 post cap transaction fee, broker review fee of $1,250 all the way down. That's $1,750 total, E&O $750, and then stock awards for the team lead would be $17,000. That's on 140 transactions. So if you do all the numbers here, once again, all the numbers are broken down right here. Team lead net on this number, $1,034,000 out of $1,050,000. eXp net is $23,750, and that gives the team lead a cost per deal of $169.64. Stock, you're getting $17K. So all in, stock plus splits, you're actually making more than eXp is when you take the stock and the numbers combined on 140 transactions. That's really cool. So if you look at the team agents, these are based on just 10 units, or sorry, 14 sales. I was doing 14 because 14 times 10, 140 deals. It just made the numbers so much easier. So the agents would cap after 4K, post-cap transaction fee of $37.50, broker review fee of $12.50. Remember, they're paying half of that. And then an E&O charge of $30 per deal. And then they get their $200 stock award for selling their first home. Take these numbers down below. $4,000 cap, $412.50 post-cap transaction fee, $175 broker review fee, $420 E&O, and then their stock. So if you take the agent's compensation, they'd make $105 minus the eXp fees for $5,000. They would net $99,925. Times that by 10 agents, that's the team number there, eXp net, cost per deal, $357. So when you look at the blended team number down here, it's $527.32 per deal because you're adding up your team agent plus yours. That's the blended team margin. And so when you look at the cost per deal on a solo agent, it was $760. Standard team, $555. And Mega Icon team, $527.32. Now, those are all the fees that you would encounter here at eXp Realty. I hope this answers all of your questions. And just remember, I didn't even touch on the revenue share model. That is when your agents pay into the cap, anyone in your organization, and you receive eXp pays back 50% of the company dollar back in that numbers. Last year, they paid back the agents $171 million. That's life-changing for some agents. Less than 10% actually participate in revenue share. But if you're a builder, whether you're building a team or you want to build an organization, there's only one thing you got to do. Reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. We'll go through the numbers. We'll see if it makes sense for you. And until next time, we'll catch you later.